Yo, what's up, creatives? Welcome back to the channel. It's 2022. Today we're going to be talking about some of these pictures right here that I took in Miami, and this green Lambo with this green Red Bull. It was just cool. I wanted to show you how I'm going to color them, how I would color them. But you can go to my Instagram link down below to see the post, the pictures, all of that. I need to close that door because it's going to get loud if the air comes on, and then we're getting on the computer. Hold on. All right, here we go. So we got some pictures right here. A couple of them were imported in. We're gonna go to develop, and I don't know which one I want to pick first because I want to know which one I'm gonna post on my main feed. It's either gonna be one holding the Red Bull or me like in it, profile correct, remove chromatic aberration, and keep my vignette in. I like my vignette. Level it out. Let's see how it looks. That's all right. Let's go here. We're gonna crop it 4x5. All right there, I guess. Let's see. I got some presets going on. I've been working on. It's a lot of ooh, my CR preset. That's the one on my. You know what? Let's rock it. Let's rock out on it. Let's see, we'll probably bring that green back in. We're gonna take this clarity down. Let's bring some of the skin tones back. We're gonna bring these greens back in though. Looks like we're gonna have to bring the yellows in too, even though I don't really like yellow a lot, but we're gonna bring them in. Let's see the luminance on my skin. Bring that down a little bit so it's not blown out. All right, so this is where we're at right now with those few tweaks using my CR preset. I usually don't use my CR preset when it's sunny, just because it doesn't go well with sun, because obviously you see the oranges and yellows popping off in the back. It usually takes those out because I usually shoot on like gray days, moody days, but this looks good. I like it because obviously it's based around a green Red Bull and a green Lambo, so we have to base it around green. So let's bring these highlights down so you can get those details in the trees back there. That looks pretty good. I'm not against this. I'm not against this. I'm not against it. I'm gonna bring the shadows up a little bit so you can see the details in my shirt and stuff. Pop the blacks down a little harder. I love contrasty images. Contrast up a tiny bit. Boom, it's looking good. Let's go down here and mess around with these oranges. As you can see, that affects like my skin tone. I want my skin tone to be orangish tan, not too red. So I'm thinking about right there. And the reds, I want to be in a tan, more tan tone. All right there, it looks good. I think this green is looking like a little yellowish or something. Like, bring it that way a little bit. Looks about right. We're gonna bring the luminance up in the greens. Make them pop a little bit more. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. This is dope. All right, off, on, off, on. It looks pretty good. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna raise the shadows up a little bit more. I'm gonna go to do a linear gradient filter. I'm gonna come up from like this corner. I'm just gonna drop the exposure just to kind of darken it up, make it look a little dark and gritty, you feel me? Like, yeah, like that, like that, like that. That's looking good. It just gives it a nice little, you know what I'm saying, contrast look. I'm gonna create another new mask, linear gradient. I'm gonna come from this corner. See how it looks if I bring it down. Oh, that looks good. I like that. Like that. Highlights down, contrast it out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That looks pretty good. Let's see. Bring it down like that. Zoom back in. Looking pretty good. All right, I'm gonna take this, do another brush. I'm gonna go right here in this area. I feel like it's like blown out all up in this area. Bring it down a little, bring that exposure down a little bit. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. It almost looks too sharp, right? And the sharpness is not even on. So we're gonna bring the clarity actually down. I don't usually do this, but I feel like it works better for the R5. I look like I just woke up or something. I guess I did. That's why I had the Red Bull, but it looks cool. Whatever. We're actually going to come back to this luminance. Bring it up a little bit. I feel like I looked a little too dark. Bring it up a little bit on the red too. Actually, one more filter, linear gradient on this side to affect that area right there. Let's back out. That looks pretty good. I think this top one, it's tons of tweaking. This is all this is about, is tweaking. Ace is downstairs watching. It sounds like a YouTube video on gaming. So if you hear that in the background, that's what that is. Saturation on the greens. Maybe, nah. We can make it pop and then bring the yellows down for the trees. I feel like the trees were popping a little too hard. We can keep that green popping a little bit though for the can. Come back to the hue again. Right there. Take this green up a little bit more to give it that more crisp, like green pop on the Lambo. And it looks like it matches pretty hard now. Or pretty good. I feel like my skin tone's a little too red now. All right, now I think we're good. I think it's looking good now. Let's see. I'm gonna keep messing with this over and over again, I feel like. About right there. Let's look at it on white. Looks pretty good. Looks kind of busy, but I don't think there's any other way around this frame to make it look right. Because in order to fit me into that square, we're gonna have to go like that. So off, on, all those stuff we did to it. I'm gonna go ahead and export this one out to my desktop. And we're gonna take it in Photoshop just to make sure that it's gonna be good for the display picture when I do post. All right, so when I'm in Photoshop, I just come over here and get the, what do you call it, rectangular marquee tool. Hold shift to keep the proportions right, because we wanna make a perfect square, because that's what shows up on our profile. I wanna make sure it fits into the square perfectly or close as possible when I do make a post. So my feed looks cohesive. So hold shift, click down and drag until you have the perfect square all the way across. Come down here to this little plus right here, create a new layer, push G on your keyboard. I believe it's the same for Windows too, but if you're using Mac, it's G, and that gives you the paint bucket, and just paint a box. Then Command D to deselect that square, V to get your move tool. Now you want to highlight both of these layers down here, the background layer, which is the picture, and the square that we just made. And then you come up here to the top, align horizontal centers, align vertical centers. Now it puts the square perfectly in the center of this vertical 4x5 size Instagram post to see what's going to show in the square when I post it on my profile. So we're gonna do command, hold command down, go to that layer where the square is, and we're gonna click over the little preview part, and it selects it. Now we're gonna click the eyeball on that to get rid of it. Now you can see what's gonna be posted. And I temporarily will go to image and crop and then command D to deselect just to see what the square would look like on my Instagram. I check it on black, see what it looks like, check it on white, see what it looks like, I back out, see how it would look on my profile. It looks very vibrant for my style. It looks a lot more vibrant than a lot of my posts, but I think that's what I was going for with, like, because I was in Miami shooting these pictures. I took a trip to Miami. So Command Z to get my selection back, Command Z to get my crop back, and then I deselect again. I think it looks straight. I think we're gonna rock out with it. But anyway, that's how I colored this picture down. What I would do next would be copy everything besides like a transform and a crop and all that. And I would go to the next picture that I think I would put into this carousel with it, drop it on the picture, and boom, that looks almost perfect. Oh man, that's a good pick. Let's color down this one real quick and see what happens. Paste. Okay, so this is with the color grade that we already made on the other photo, and I pasted it. All right, so what do we need to do here? Something's missing. Let's make the whites pop a little more. We can probably actually boost the clarity on this one because it's a car and it's not like skin tones. The greens are like dead. We're gonna come down here to the greens. Oh, there it is. It's in the yellows. So we're gonna boost the yellows up for this one, and we're gonna drag it more towards the green so it matches. And that looks about right. Let's go to the original picture. Green, come back to this one. Green, that looks pretty similar now. Oh yeah, that's looking better. Make those reds pop out a little bit just because of in here. Let's bring up the reds in here just so pops off, you feel me? Bring up the orange a little bit for this light. our reflector. We need shadows up to get some more detail in this tire. All right, so I just clicked, I don't know if you know about this, but in the luminance, if you click this little dial right here, it'll give you like a little dropper thing, and you can select a place in the picture if you don't know which color is affecting it to get that color. If I said that right. Let's see, I'm gonna boost those up. Let's see right here, what is this? Oh, that's blown out, it looks like. All right, so. All right, so that's good. That's looking good, I think. I think. Let's go ahead and crop that for a 4x5 piece. In the carousel, and that might be a cool frame right there, like boom. I might drop it down just a little bit. Drop it down a little bit, drop it low, girl. Up a little, right there, I like that. Let's off, on, off, on. It's looking good, it's looking good. All right, what else can we do to this? Let's see. We could take this orange. Not the red out though. Keep the red, take the orange out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna zoom in here. We're gonna get a brush. We're gonna go over this. And we're gonna just boost the saturation on that. So we pop the orange back out there, but we take it out down here in the street and on the sidewalk. That makes sense, right? Took the oranges out of like this rim and made it, you see how it looks orangish tint right here? You come back here, it looks like perfect white balance, like desaturated, looks really good, I think. So that looks good. All right, last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get another mask, linear gradient. We're gonna drag it up right here. We're gonna darken that up. We're gonna darken that joint up right there. Let's come in a little more. We don't wanna affect too much. Give it that gritty. Boom. Let's desaturate it. Actually saturate it. I'm gonna change the hue a little bit so it's kind of like more so like a bluish tone, and then we're gonna desaturate it down. Okay, just like that. That looks good. I'm OCD, I'm trying to move it like perfectly in the middle. Oh, that might be too much. Hold up. Nah, that's right straight, right? Hold up. Right there. I gotta drop it down a little bit. I'm gonna drop it down. I'm gonna say right there. Actually, you know what? Make another mask brush. Sometimes you just gotta get it right. Sometimes you gotta keep going and get it right. All right. So I feel like that white is a little dim. I'll make that white pop off right quick. You feel me? I think I'm gonna add some clarity into that joint. Come back to that other mask at the bottom. Add some clarity into that joint. Make it rough. You see? That's soft. That's rough. I like it rough. That looks good. Pause. All right, cool. White background. That's a fire. That's a fire one. Off, on, off, on. Very dope. Black, off, on. Add some more vibrance into this. Last thing, I see this aqua right here. I'm gonna come to the hue. Slightly affecting it. All right, so the aqua, you see we go left, it goes greener. Over here it goes aqua. I want it to kind of blend more. So I want to bring it all the way over here. And then let's see if we can just make this green a little more right there. It kind of blends the whole car together and doesn't change that like weird color tone split. And now we're going to bring the yellow towards the green. And I think that makes that look better. You know what? I'm about to make one more change. Plus brush. I'm adding another brush. I'm going to come around here. Even in the middle. I'm just going to add a little clarity, make it pop. And pop the exposure up a little bit. One more thing. This is bananas because I keep thinking I'm done, but I see things I want to change. Make it smaller. I'm going to come right here. Open these dark spots and try to bring a little detail out of the tires. There it is. That's it. So yeah, that is how I do my coloring. That's how I've used my CR preset and tweaked it to any picture. I usually use my CR preset for a majority of the photos that I put on my Instagram or my IG story or a lot of photos that I take for other people because they want my distinct color grade look to them. If you get this CR preset, because it is available, link down below, you can get this CR preset if you choose to. You don't have to. Obviously, you can color however you want. This is how I color, and this is why I wanted to show the process. But these pictures are fire anyway, and I'm about to post these pictures on my Instagram. As soon as I'm done, I'm gonna make a few collages. You know what? I'll make another video on how I make the posts for my Instagram, how I set up my carousels for this as well. If you enjoyed this video, slap it with a like, man, because that helps me. It helps my videos grow. It helps the algorithm notice who I am and that I make cool videos and that people want to see them more. So like the video, slap the like button for me. Drop a comment if you have any questions about my preset or about this color grade, or if you have any other questions about how I color grade or anything, or any type of question, drop it down below because I want to see what questions you have. And I'll see you guys in the next video, the one where I make the carousels with these photos. So see you soon. Peace.